All right, guys, most of you are probably familiar with the Seiko-Arnie line of watches. These are the dual time or digital and analog time, kind of tuna-like, solar affordable Seiko diver style watches. Well, they come out with these new colorways, and this one, and I forget what the other colorway is, but this one they're calling the Saf-Arnie, or it's short for like SAF for Safari and then Arnie. So it's like the Safari Arnie, just because of the particular colorway. Kind of a play on words, but this is the snj029, retail price of $550, has the caliber H851, which is a solar movement. And once it's fully charged, I think if you get it fully charged, you can set it away off without any solar charging, and the battery should last like 6 months or something like that. But let's get into the case size on this, because it is kind of a larger watch, even over like regular tunas. But 47.5 millimeter case width, 50 millimeter lug to lug. You can see they're very short lugs, drilled. 14.5 thick. That's from the bottom to this bezel, which sits just proud of the hardlex crystal. 22 millimeter lug width. Comes standard on this silicone strap that is like a desert tan, very cool looking. Metal keeper. I'm not a huge fan of metal keepers, but this one works here fine. It's all matching colorway and everything. I'm not going to remove the sticker off the back because this is a brand new watch. This was sent in by Mimo, Mimo's Jewelry, which I'll put a link in the description to his website. He's my preferred Seiko authorized dealer. So hit him up, tell him I sent you. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to put discount codes in the description, so I'll figure that out. I'll try to get that information to you. But you can see it's ticking away, and there's 3 crowns. So this is how you set the time here. You can pop this guy out, and you'll see flashing up top there. That's where you have this. So these crowns, to operate these, you have to screw them down, which then frees the crown up. And so when you hit this, that'll cycle to the next one, and then you can adjust forward and backward on the minutes. So let's just go to, say, 57 in this case. And then let's change it to the hours, and we'll back it up to 6. And then once you push this in, it is now, see, I'm setting it up there. Hopefully you guys are following me here. Once you push it in, the digital and the analog will match. The analog adjusts to what you just set it on the digital. So pretty slick feature. Once you do that, there's other things you can set as well. I'm not going to get into the full function on it, but up there on the digital portion, you can cycle through on this bottom crown. You can cycle through Thursday the 2nd, which it's not. The timing and everything is wrong on this. Today's the 1st, but you have another time zone. You have your stopwatch. You have your alarms, and back to your time. So, like I said, to operate these crown pushers here, the pusher crowns, you have to screw those in. And you'll know that your water resistance is potentially compromised if you can see that orange color band there. So if you mess with those, then yeah, you're not going to have the 200 meter water resist. This one, when you push it in, is going to do the light. So it'll backlight illuminate the digital portion. There's already lume all over that on the Seiko. So I'll do a lume shot at the end. Let me get you a wrist shot, because even on my 7 1/4, these tuna style cases, because bottom line, yes, this is an Arnie, but it's a tuna style case. You can see, yeah, it's a large watch, but on my 7 1/4, it wears and looks fine. It's totally fine, because I've made this point before with a lot of my other watches that I actually prefer right now that are like anywhere from 41 to 43 millimeter watch. I kind of like that 50 millimeter lug to lug. I have the wrist to support it. I'm going to do it. So I like the little bit larger watches. So the Arnie watches, people that already have the first reissue of the Arnies will probably sound off in the comment section here. Maybe what size wrist you have, and whether you like your Arnie or not. I don't know anybody that's had the previous release Arnie and didn't like it. It's going to be the same thing with these. These are just new colorways, and they work great. 120 click bezel. This one's a little loose, and also, is it 120 click? It feels like 60. This bezel action is a little weird on this one, but and it doesn't line up great. Like I can't even get it in half click, so I think this might be a 60. Go figure, right? All right, so I'm going to cheat a little bit, give it a little bit of a blast, and then we're going to do the loom shot, and I will show the backlight on the illumination of the digital portion. So you can see classic super bright Seiko loom, and then you can backlight that digital portion so you can see that as well. Pretty cool watch. It's fun to see that Seiko's doing some more colorways and keeping our attention on their brand, because that's how they keep pulling us back in. They don't let us relax too much, you know, just a little bit, enough that we're just, you know, satisfied potentially, and then they drop some new colors of already great models or even new models, and then we end up just going into a buy mode again. So all right guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Mimo for sharing this watch and many others. Awesome job that Mimo does with supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next vid.